Who had been at the right elbow is going to move into the right corner. Ramey is in the left corner. Ramey is the best three-point shooter on the floor at 41%. Arizona down one, 56-55. Winner moves on to take on Missouri in the second round on Saturday. Risa takes the ball from the official, lobs it up the lane line to Tubelis, makes the catch, rips it through, dribbles left, leans in, puts it up with the left hand, front of the rim, no. Rebound loose. Awoma has it for Princeton. 42 seconds remain. Pass goes up the right side to Pierce. Matched against Tubelis. Up the boards to Langford. 19 to shoot. Over on the left side to Martini. He'll bounce it down to Awoma. Left of the lane, 15 to shoot. 30 seconds remain. Awoma backing his way in. Awoma gets it to Martini. Martini dribbles, bounces it down inside. Pierce wide open, puts it up. No, but a foul. He's going to go to the line to shoot two. Foul is going to be against Tubelis. That's his third, and free throws coming for Princeton with 21.7 seconds to go.
Zach Martini threaded the needle from the top of the key to the baseline with Caden Pierce. Patience on the catch, lift fake to get the bigs up off the air at the free throw line for two, where he's a 65% free throw shooter on the season.
0 for 1 at the line today.
Possession and stand from Princeton.
Couple of desperation threes put up by the Wildcats. And now Tosan Awoma will go to the line with a chance to ice it. He has not attempted a free throw today, 65% on the year, and one free throw may be enough for the Tigers. It is a 1-and-1 for Awoma. Settles and shoots. Bounces and drops in. And that may be it. One more free throw for Awoma, but it's already a two-possession game. The Wildcat players are stunned. Absolutely stunned. Awoma calmly awaits the ball at the line. Awoma steadies. He shoots the second free throw. Back to the rim, no good. Pelle Larsson the rebound. The horn is going to sound. The Princeton Magic is alive and well. The Princeton Tigers upset Arizona. 15 over a 2. 59-55 is the final score. The Tigers will advance to the second round. Everybody is on their feet here in Sacramento. The Wildcats, stunned, silently walked to the locker room, and the Princeton Tigers kept coming back and coming back and coming back. They did not lead until late in the second half. They led for all of 2 minutes in the game, but they win it. 59-55 is the final score. What a game. What an effort by the Princeton Tigers.
What a game, what an effort, what a belief that they had. They never gave up. They finished out making all of the big plays on the offensive end, whether it's Caden Pierce knocking down big free throws, Awoma being difficult to guard on the offensive end, but defensively, what a last few minute stretch where they did not allow Arizona any opportunities.
Well, the Princeton Tigers are celebrating with their fans, and we are going to visit with Ryan Langford, the senior guard for the Tigers. He's a San Diego kid, and he comes to Northern California, where he had already won a state title in this building. This one might be a little bit bigger, Ryan. How'd you guys pull it off in the second half?
I mean, we trust in each other. We know the whole year we've had an incredible toughness about us. It's just about we were giving up some height and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, we were just working as hard as we could and paid off. Scout worked.
To come into the NCAA tournament as a 15 seed, I'm sure growing up you saw many different games that you wanted to be a part of. Now you have your own March Madness moment. What does it feel like?
Dream come true, man. I mean, we're all just excited to go celebrate, but job's not done. We got one, hopefully a bunch more left to go, so we're excited.
Ryan, as the game went on and it got later and later, did you sense the Arizona guys maybe tightening up a little bit?
Absolutely. There's a point where the whole crowd got into it, so we're thankful for them. we got it down to 3. And I think from that point, it just gave us a spirit, and there was no way we were losing the game.
All right, you guys get to play on now. You just said a job's not done. You get Missouri here on Saturday. Chance to go to the Sweet 16. What is this like for you and your teammates?
Again, it's a dream come true, man. But we got a lot of scout to do. We all know that we want to get as far as we can in this tournament. Let us be a Cinderella story, and we're going to go have fun.
Ryan, congratulations on the win. Go celebrate with your teammates.
Thank you so much.
Ryan Langborg of the Princeton Tigers. They get the win of 15, knocks off a 2. Princeton 59, Arizona 55. The Tigers have done it before to a Pac-12 team. It was against UCLA back in '96, and now in 2023, they've done it again. This time they get Arizona.
Impressive from start to finish as far as executing a game plan, having guys step up, making big plays, whether on the offensive end or defensively. Langborg, our guest there, a big-time block with under a minute left to play.
The final score from Sacramento, Princeton 59, Arizona 55. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Do you want to know what's trending now? You can defer payments of a full NetSuite implementation for 6 months. No payments and no interest for 6 months. This is a big deal. NetSuite by Oracle has never made an offer like this in its 22 years as a leading cloud financial system. 33,000 companies have already upgraded to NetSuite, gaining visibility and control over their financials, inventory, HR, e-commerce, and more. Everything they need to reduce manual processes, boost efficiency, build forecasts, and increase productivity across every department. In fact, almost 90% of finance leaders agree that NetSuite helps them reduce manual data entry time. Whether your business generates millions or hundreds of millions of dollars, take advantage of this special financing offer of no payments or interest for 6 months at netsuite.com/hoops. That's netsuite.com/hoops. netsuite.com/hoops.
With one of the best savings rates in America, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than choosing Slash to be in your band.
Next up for lead guitar. You're in.
Cool. Yep, even easier than that. And with no fees or minimums on checking and savings accounts, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Chipotle's new Chicken Al Pastor is where fire meets flavor. Starting with chicken fresh off the grill, combined into a rich marinade of seared morita peppers and ground achiote, balanced with a splash of pineapple for the right amount of heat, and finished with fresh lime and hand-cut cilantro. Chipotle's new Chicken Al Pastor is fire on every level. Only available for a limited time. Order now in the app for pickup or delivery. Chipotle, for real.
The madness is alive and well here in Sacramento. The 15-seed Princeton Tigers upset second-seeded Arizona. 59-55 is the final score. Princeton will go to the second round. They will take on the 7-seed Missouri here on Saturday. What a game and what an amazing effort by the Princeton Tigers, again, who did not lead until late in the game. Only 2 minutes in the entire game did they lead, and then held on down the stretch to beat Arizona and move on to the second round. And Dan, I mean, you talked about their defense was great on Arizona's last possession. All the Wildcats could get was a couple of desperation heaves from 3. Great job by the Tigers. They didn't have the height, they didn't have the athleticism, but they definitely had the heart.
They never gave Arizona any opportunities outside of Tubelis to get going. I thought their game plan was spectacular to make Tubelis beat them from the perimeter. None of Arizona's guards were able to get going. Courtney Ramey took an ill-advised 3 with about 2 minutes left. And at that point, you got the sense that Arizona is playing extremely tight, and Princeton's game plan is going to prevail.
Let's check the final stats, sponsored by Scott's Lawns. It's Scott's Day Lawn Savings Time. Get to the Home Depot and Lowe's for the biggest deal of the year. Offers valid now through March 22nd. See store for full details and product selection. Well, Princeton ends up shooting 41%. They win the game despite going 4 of 25 from 3 and just 3 of 5 at the free throw line. Individually, Tigers led by Tosan Owoma. Owoma ended up with 15 points in the game. He was 7 of 15 from the floor. He also had 7 rebounds and 4 assists. He was the only Tiger in double figures in the ball game. But as we mentioned, he got plenty of help from his teammates. 7 Princeton Tigers scored in the game. 8 played, 7 of them scored in the contest. Arizona, meanwhile, at 42%. They were just 3 of 16 from 3, and don't discount that in looking at how Princeton won this game. 4 of 7 at the foul line for Arizona. Azuolas Tubelis led the way. He had 22 points and 5 rebounds. He was 9 of 20 from the floor and missed an opportunity late. Umar Ballo finished up with 13 points for the Wildcats. Well, that three-point shooting statistic, Dan, we talked about at some point, especially if Princeton was going to double. Somebody for Arizona was going to have to hit perimeter shots, and nobody did. Tubelis and Ballo were good inside, but they really got nothing from their guys outside.
No, you look at Kerr Kriisa, inconsistent throughout much of the year. 1 of 7 from 3 with 4 turnovers, and that's the head of your attack, your point guard. He's got to be somebody that can be a rock you can rely upon. But some of the other things that stand out to me, you wouldn't expect Princeton to out-rebound Arizona, yet they did. You wouldn't expect them to outscore them points in the paint, yet they did, as well as second chance points. They dominated 11-2. Tremendous effort by Princeton, starting with the game plan by Coach Mitch Henderson, finished with the execution from the players.
All right, time to select our player of the game, the one who delivered for the team. Sponsored by the United States Postal Service, reinventing to deliver more value, convenience, and confidence. Fast, reliable, perfectly orchestrated. The United States Postal Service. Who are you going to go with, Dan? Player of the game.
Player of the games. Sorry, Ryan. It definitely has to be Tosan Owoma. He was a thorn in the side of Arizona all game long. Took him a while to get going. Didn't score his first bucket until about 10 minutes left in that first half, but finished with 15 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. He is as versatile player as you are going to find in the NCAA tournament. He was impactful throughout.
Great game from Tosan Owoma. Great game from the Princeton Tigers. They will advance to the second round. It's a Tiger matchup in round number 2. The Princeton Tigers, the Missouri Tigers, coming up on Saturday with a trip to the Sweet 16 on the line. Once again, the final score, Princeton 59, Arizona 55. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Here's football star Tony Romo for Skechers Max Cushioning Footwear.
You know when you go to your kid's game and you have to sit on those uncomfortable, super hard bleachers? That's how I feel now when I wear regular shoes. Why? Because once I started wearing Skechers Max Cushioning, I've been spoiled with how amazing extra cushioning feels. It's like going to sit on those hard bleachers and someone stuck a big cushy pillow on them. Because Skechers maxed out the cushioning with a thick, comfy slice of super light Ultra-Go cushioning for a soft, pillowy feel with every step. And the comfort doesn't end there. Max Cushioning also has Skechers air-cooled Goga Mat insoles, and they're machine washable and very affordable. These definitely won't max out your budget, so don't settle for inferior cushioning. Treat yourself to maximum cushion with Skechers Max Cushioning.
You heard Tony Romo. Now feel the difference extra cushioning can make for yourself with ultra-comfortable, machine-washable Skechers Max Cushioning footwear. See all the fashionable styles of Max Cushioning for men and women at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
At Staples, school is always in session, and savings never take a holiday. Especially now, during Staples Teacher Palooza, you can save even more on everything for school, like 25% on classroom decor and stickers, and save up to 40% on trusted brands for the classroom, like Post-it, Papermate, and Elmer's. Whether you're a teacher restocking your classroom or a parent looking to help, during Staples Teacher Palooza, everyone saves big. But deals end soon, so hurry to Staples, your working and learning store. Offers end 3/18. In-store only while supplies last.
Baseball, basketball, pickleball. Those are sports. And people love sports. If you love sports, you should know this. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. Does saving have anything to do with sports? No. But people love sports, so I'm yelling sports out. Hockey, swimming, golf. Not all sports have the word ball in there, so save big when you switch to Progressive. Go sports teams!
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Potential savings will vary.
All right, Jason Horowitz, Doug Gottlieb, happy to have you back with us here in our Westwood One studios in Los Angeles. The night sessions are about to get going in 20 minutes, at least the first part of that with Auburn and Iowa. We are working our way towards our third featured game of the day between Duke and Oral Roberts. That tips off at 7:10 Eastern. But, Doug, we are 7/8 of the way through the first 8 games of this full Thursday, and it has been absolutely fantastic. And we just had a 15-2 for a third straight year. Princeton 59-55, sending Arizona back to Tucson.
Really impressive what Princeton was able to do defensively. Full disclosure, I coached a team that went to Israel this summer. Skylar Etten is the defensive coordinator assistant for Mitch Henderson at Princeton. They felt really good about how they matched up with the Wildcats coming into the game, and I thought their defense was really the story there. Pelle Larsson did nothing. I mean, the entire backcourt really for Arizona offered very little. And you heard Dan Dickow, he's right. Corey Ramey taking bad shots, even on the last possession, firing up an air ball 3 when he had plenty of time to look for a better shot. I was really disappointed with Arizona. I thought they're a bit soft defensively, but I thought they played both a little soft and a little arrogant. They had a lead most of the second half, and they just played as if Princeton was going to roll over. And the Tigers did not.
No, they didn't at all. And to your point, Arizona led this game for 37 minutes. That doesn't matter. All that matters is who has the lead after 40. And for Princeton, they were down by 10 with 8 minutes to play, but kept scratching and kept crawling and got all the way back.
And so Princeton a third chance now to take their first lead of the game. Langborg will handle for the Tigers. Langborg dribbling right down the lane, puts it up on the run, banked it in. Princeton has taken the lead with 2 minutes to go. 56-55 Tigers. First lead of the game for Princeton.
Well, and remember, Arizona didn't score in the final 4 minutes of the first half, but there was still some time there. Yet, as we heard in our post-game interview with Ryan Langborg, you could tell that Arizona's players were getting tight and starting to miss shots, and that happened all the way to the end with a Wrangler highlight of the game.
Inbound to Kriisa. He'll let the ball roll to midcourt. Kriisa runs the dribble across the timeline. Handed off Larsson. Out to Ramey high on the right. Ramey dribbles right down the baseline. Cut off there. 14 to shoot. Ramey weaves out beyond the arc. Fires a 3. It's an air ball. Too strong. Follow trying to save it in bounds. Does to Larsson. Up to Kriisa. Kriisa fading 3 for the top. Left side of the rim, no. Grabbed by Awoma. And Awoma is fouled with 3 seconds left. He's going to go to the line to shoot free throws. And the Princeton Tigers have a chance to secure an upset win.
What a defensive possession and stand from Princeton.
Really a great defensive half from Princeton. And the highlight of the game, sponsored by Wrangler. Wrangler has you covered this winter. Shop Wrangler.com for the best in Sherpa-lined jackets, warm flannel, and durable stylish jeans. Wrangler for the ride of life. 59-55. Princeton scores the final 9 points of the game, Doug. And look, Arizona's one of the best offensive teams in the country. Princeton holds them to 55 points.
It was really impressive what Princeton was able to do. And to stick with it when they were struggling offensively. The sign of maturity in basketball is when you don't shoot well, do you defend even better? Like, everybody plays better defense when you're making shots. Like Arizona State last night in the first 4. They're making shots. They're up in a stance. Why not? Right? But Princeton was 4 of 25 from 3. Let's not paint the picture like Princeton played the game of their life. They didn't. They made looks they missed looks they normally make. But their continuing intensity, you pointed out at half, you're right. The rebounding, especially 10 offensive boards. They were just able to be in right place, right time, show some toughness. This Arizona program, since Tommy Lloyd has taken over, obviously they performed very well in the regular season and struggled in the postseason. And I believe a lot of what's happening is what happened when Tommy, early on his days at Gonzaga, where they have very skilled guards and skilled players, but they're not athletic enough to take you out of what you want to do. So they kind of hope you miss and assume their offense is going to just be able to outscore you. That hasn't worked for Gonzaga for a long time until recently in the tournament when they're better defensively. I think it's one of the things that needs to change with Arizona heading forward.
In year 2 under Tommy Lloyd. So they are done as the 2. The 15th-seeded Princeton Tigers will take on 7th-seeded Missouri coming up in the second round. And then Princeton will try and be a 15th seed to get to the Sweet 16 for a third straight tournament. All right, there's one game still in progress as we're working our way towards our third featured game of the day, which will tip off at 7:10 Eastern from Orlando. It's the 5-12 matchup in the East between Duke and Oral Roberts, who, by the way, was that 15 seed in the Sweet 16 in 2021. But that one game in progress has become a good one. Arkansas was up by 17 with 10.5 to go. Now it's a 5-point game. Arkansas leading Illinois, 2:29 to go. Let's take you to Des Moines. Jason Benetti and Robbie Hummel.
Referees are instructed to call that as a technical foul. I am shocked that they're going to let this play on. I'm with you. We welcome those of you just joining us across our network. Arkansas holding on to a lead of 5, 62-57, 2:29 to go. In the backcourt left. They lob it off the backboard. It's caught by Black. He's got 4 seconds to advance it. He throws it across and hits Walsh in the left corner. And now here comes Arkansas with the swatting hands of Rogers there, knocking it away from Black, who tries to rip through it, stepping through. He's undercut by Goody and a foul. Luke Goody saw the ball free and he wanted to pounce on it. Instead, it's the 3rd foul against Goody. That's all because Goody is trying to make a play on the ball, and he just undercuts. Anthony Black takes his legs out. Arkansas not handling this pressure all that well. It's helter-skelter, and the Razorbacks incredibly fortunate there to retain possession and draw the foul. Arkansas, Rob, has not scored in the last 3:39. They had a 17-point lead, 55-38. Now it's Arkansas by 5, 62-57, 2:10 to go. That's the 6th foul on the Illini. The winner gets Kansas. I'll give Brad Underwood credit, too. He sat Matt Meyer. R.J. Melendez came in, and he has given great minutes to the Illini. With 2 minutes flat to go, Melendez has been huge. He had 8 in a row a little while ago. Davis bumping on Melendez. Shot in the corner. Front iron, no. Rebound, Walsh. Back up with it. He had his shot partially blocked. That missed anyway. Redirected out. Hawkins on the run. Right to left. Galloping into the front court for Illinois. Back tapped and taken away by Devo Davis for Arkansas. Into the front court. Soaring two-handed finish for Council. A white headband over everybody for 2. And a 7-point Arkansas lead. 1:30 to go. That never happened without the effort by Devo Davis. Incredible play with the back tap. Just brilliant. Goody. His shot blocked by Black. Out at the right wing for 3. And Arkansas has it, and a foul on Rogers. 1:18 to go. Turnovers, Rob, totally flipped this game, and they did it the other way for Arkansas now. Absolutely. Coleman Hawkins thinks that he is leading the break. No one lets him know, or at least he doesn't hear that anyone is coming up from behind. But Devo Davis tapping that away, and then what a drive by Ricky Council in transition. Terrific athlete, has 32 dunks on the year, chooses to lay it in, but they needed every one of those points right there, and now Council back at the line to add 2 more. It's a 1-and-1 for Council. 7th foul on Illinois. Double bonus the other way. 1:18 to go. First free throw is good. It just sat down for him. That was one of those used every part. Yeah, it's one of those chips to the green where you're like, Doc, not too much. Please check. Please check. That's exactly right. Council makes the free throw. 65-57. Arkansas. Second one is good. Razorbacks back-to-back Elite Eights trying to get out of the first round again. Up by 9. 1:15 to go. Illinois into the front court left, and that's a timeout. Brad Underwood, the whistle you hear, leads to a meeting at the benches. Arkansas to the right, Illinois in orange to the left, and there's a timeout on the court. The score, Arkansas 66, Illinois 57. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
Attention, per the current government mandate, U.S.-based insurers are now required to cover at-home COVID testing kits with no out-of-pocket fees to you. If you have a current insurance plan, you are eligible to receive up to 8 COVID-19 tests shipped to you each month absolutely free, as long as the government mandate is in effect. Just visit testkitforfree.com to register now from the comfort of your own home. That's testkitforfree.com to receive your tests shipped to you at no cost. Go to testkitforfree.com today. Paid for by T. Rowe Health.
Yes, he did.
66-57, Arkansas, 1:13 to go. And if you can't catch our tournament broadcasts on radio, you can also listen on your mobile device via the free Varsity Network and NCAA March Madness apps, or with TuneIn Premium. Online, you can find us at WestwoodOneSports.com and NCAA.com, and on any Alexa-enabled device, you can choose which game you want to listen to. Just ask to open Westwood One Sports. Inbound for Illinois at the left end to Melendez at the midline. He jockeys the dribble to the right wing, kills the dribble, throws it down low on the right side, and a stop for Rogers. Easy. In 9 seconds, they pick up 2 points.
That's quite the play from Melendez. Looks like Arkansas had almost zoned up. They just lost track of Ty Rogers, but Melendez finding him on the baseline.
Big collision, shoulder to belly, and it's Council going to the foul line. He went right into the gut of Melendez at the March Madness logo with 54.3 to go, and a 1-and-1 coming with Arkansas up 7.
Well, if the Razorbacks pull it out, it's going to be because Ricky Council has sealed the deal. He scored their last 4, and now an opportunity to add points 5 and 6 in a row for the transfer out of Wichita State.
All of his brothers named Ricky after their dad, Rick. There are Rickies everywhere cheering.
Didn't George Foreman do that too?
Yeah, they were all George. They didn't have the numbers after though. Right. Ricky is the 4th. Free throw is good. You could say that Ricky Council is grilling Illinois right now, up by 8, 54.3 to go here in Des Moines. He stares at the right side basket, hoists it up, and it's good. Council for 2, 54.3 to go. 68-59. The Illini trailing with the basketball. Shannon cavalierly into the front court. Now starts his move. Turns the corner and stops
it. That was not cavalierly once he got into the front court.
Well, he just
went from I'm chilling to I am dunking this. Unbelievable take.
That became like getting up on skis, and then suddenly it was just like a rip
hit the moguls
to the rim.
Unbelievable. Wow.
Finish.
He's got the jets, and you let him get downhill, it's game over.
45.5 to go. That was a standing dribble, and then he just broke by Mitchell, who had no chance.
I mean, it's just like that. He goes from 0 to 1,000. That's exactly what that was right there.
So let me ask you, Illinois has fouled 8 times. There's a 1-and-1 left. 45.5 to go. Arkansas by 7. When do you foul if you're Illinois here?
I'm going aggressive trap because Arkansas has shown that they will give it up. And then after that first trap, they start making their way towards half court, you got to take a foul. You just don't have the luxury of time on your side here with just 45 seconds to go in this game. But I think that, we have seen Arkansas be very casual with the ball. They have turned it over. Both teams have. Illinois, though, they're going to look back on this and say 17 turnovers. We just didn't give ourselves a chance. And Arkansas, not terrific, but 11. It's been a huge storyline here this afternoon in Des Moines.
Yeah, the turnovers have created a live game situation here. Arkansas gave it away enough that Illinois, as you said, needed help offensively, and they got it.
Yes, they did. And Illinois needs help in more ways than that, just by getting out in transition. You take a bad shot, you turn it over, even a miss that just caroms in a weird way. That starts Illinois and Terrence Shannon off to the races.
Inbound pass will come from the left end. And Black will throw it in for the Arkansas Razorbacks. He two-hands it for Davis in the corner. Back to Black. He's double-teamed. He throws it ahead. Hawkins knocks it away for us. And here comes Council right into us. Save back inbounds and a foul called on Illinois. Robbie Hummel just got worn out by Ricky Council.
Man, I was trying to take the charge, and Ricky Council just knocked your iPad over and split the table. What an effort. That's a hand grenade pass from Anthony Black. But Ricky Council right into our living room.
That was an emergency situation, so we will let you know. On TV, they're showing
the TV guys.
They're
ducking out of the way. There's nobody over there.
What are they getting the replay for? 36.5 to go. We're watching the in-house replay here. 36.5 to go. Walsh to the foul line. Jordan Walsh, the freshman, who is a staunch defender, going to the line, and he will have this first of a 1-and-1. Spins the ball. He throws it up, and it's good. Arkansas by 8, 69-61, 36.5 to go. Are you good, by the way?
I am good. I am. I'm just that felt like it happened in slow motion. Ricky Council jumped, and for 9 seconds, it was until he hit us.
I thought that table was going through my ribcage. There's not a whole lot of padding there. Free throw good. Arkansas by 9. 32 seconds to go into the front court. Shannon down 9 for Illinois. Trying to speed by Walsh. Throws it for Goody. Toss into the corner. He gave up a 2. Hawkins jacks up a 3. It's an air ball. Rebound for Mitchell in Arkansas. 22.1 to go. And that may be the finish line on the horizon for the Arkansas Razorbacks, who are up by 9 with 22.1 left.
That's kind of been the story for Coleman Hawkins all year. Why not shoot the first one? You've made the shot so much more difficult by head faking and taking a contested shot.
I wish I had an answer for you.
Me too. We've watched it for the last 30 games.
Arkansas, by the way, 12 of their last 13 from the line, Rob, as Mekhi Mitchell will go to the free throw line. 2 years at Rhode Island, 1 year at Maryland, getting into the NCAA tournament. He's had foul trouble issues this year. He stays in the game, plays big minutes, and his first free throw is good. You heard it.
How about Eric Musselman just going Kamani Johnson in the starting lineup? Didn't even play in the Texas A&M game in the SEC tournament. But then Mekhi Mitchell coming off the bench, giving great minutes like you said, and having a huge impact on this win over the Illini.
Second one, no good. 20 seconds to go. Illinois into the front court. It's Shannon trotting by, and he's fouled by Devontae Davis. That is the very last thing Eric Musselman wanted. Shannon will go to the foul line for 2 free throws. That's 4 on Davis.
Well, especially because Terrence Shannon was just dribbling towards the baseline. I mean, he's borderline out of control, and that's kind of the way he plays. But you're right. And anything scoring with the clock stopped at this point is not what you want.
17 seconds left. Arkansas 71-61. We said off the top, high highs and low lows for both these teams. This has been
this game
masterpiece
has summed up the entire season. We have seen both teams have stretches of greatness. Both teams have stretches where you shake your head. Terrence Shannon's first foul shot is good. But for Illinois, you get 2 transfers in Matthew Meyer and Terrence Shannon. You've got a great recruiting class with Jaden Epps and some of the freshmen that they've had, Sincere Harris, Ty Rogers, and you lose again in the first weekend. It's going to be a tough deal for Bradley Woods Ball Club.
Free throw no good. Meyer didn't have a field goal make in this game, and he's on the bench right now as Hawkins gets called for a foul. Ricky Council up the left sideline is going to have 2 free throws. And this looks like it's going to be the end of the line for the Fighting Illini for the first time getting bounced in the NCAA tournament in game number 1 in 5 tries.
All right, so it's about to go final there in Des Moines with Arkansas up by 9, 12 seconds to go, setting up a matchup coming up on Saturday against the Kansas Jayhawks in the 1-8 matchup coming up in Des Moines. Jason Horowitz, Doug Gottlieb back with you here in our studios. Doug, the game, Arkansas was up by double figures for the majority of this game. Illinois did get it back to 5 with about 3 minutes to go, but the majority of this game was controlled by Arkansas.
Fine, but it became kind of a muddled mess, and Coleman Hawkins had the ball in transition, down 5, and he got back tapped. He got picked kind of from behind, and no one said anything, as Will Perdue pointed out. It kind of part and parcel to Illinois' problems. You know, Sky Clark started the year, struggled, and then left the team and transferred out. He was their only point guard. This is a team that was kind of poorly constructed from the get-go. Talented up front, but kind of enigmatic. And I would point out, I thought, look, Anthony Black made some bizarre freshman decisions, but the star point guard for Arkansas also had a big block shot and some huge plays down the stretch. Arkansas will have more talent than Kansas when they play in the second round. Now, the talent is not as refined. They haven't won a national championship together, and I don't know who coaches for KU, but athletically, this is a super talented. Remember, this is a team that signed 6 top 100 players last year, one of whom's not playing because of health, but very, very talented roster.
And a preseason top 15 team that just underachieved to that level, but is moving on to the second round. The game is just gone final. Arkansas 73, Illinois 63. And so they will take on Kansas. And to what Doug was just saying, if you're just joining us, Bill Self did not coach today. Was at practice yesterday from Kansas, just 9 days removed from what they are calling a medical procedure, but did not coach today over Howard. Instead, it was Norm Roberts coaching, so we'll find out for Saturday's game against Arkansas. It's time to check the road to the Final Four with a Buick bracket update, sponsored by the new 2024 Buick Encore GX, available May of 2023. Well, earlier today, Furman won, so a 13 over a 4 after last year a 13 seeds going 0-4 in the tournament for the first time since 2017. And with Princeton's win today over Arizona, a couple of firsts. The Wildcats become the first school to ever lose as a 2 to a 15 twice. The other was to Steve Nash and Santa Clara 30 years ago. Princeton becomes the 11th 15 seed to move on from the round of 64. And in each of the last 2 years, that 15 seed has moved on to at least the Sweet 16. Oral Roberts in the tournament in the bubble in 2021. And then we all know what happened last year with St. Peter's with the Peacocks going all the way to the Elite Eight. All right, they're just tipping off in Birmingham, Alabama. We're in bonus coverage until Duke and Oral Roberts get going. It's the 8-9 game in the South, Iowa and Auburn. So let's go to Birmingham. Brandon Gaudin and Stephen Bardo.
Scenario. And Auburn as well.
Yes.
Not playing great down the stretch, but Bruce Pearl very pleased with what his team has been able to accomplish and feels very confident in this matchup.
It's time for the opening tip, sponsored by Progressive. Looking for a career path with flexibility, great pay, and benefits? Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today. Bundle today at progressive.com. Officials, Pat Driscoll, Bill Covington, Bart Lennox. Those are the three dressed in black and white. Meanwhile, it's the Hawkeyes in the home white uniforms with a gold and black trim, and Auburn in the navy uniforms with the orange trim.
Well, again, you expect classic offensive team in Iowa against a classic defensive team in Auburn.
Yeah.
Who can set the tempo to start out in the first 5 minutes?
Broom will tip it for Auburn at 6'10", Murray at 6'8" for Iowa. Ball at center court. A pro-Auburn crowd just 2 hours from their campus, and Broom taps it back. And the Auburn Tigers go left to right to get the party started here in the 8-9 matchup in the Midwest. The winner will get the victor of Houston and Northern Kentucky later on tonight. Williams on the high right wing gives it up top to Broom. Leading scorer, leading rebounder. Shovels it off to Jasper. And Jasper, he's holding it with 10 to shoot. Now he starts to put it on the deck. Drives inside and scores it. He averages less than 3 a game, but he gets him on the board.
Boy, he got downhill against